Hi, happy Friday, happy December. I don't know how it got to be December, but it sure did, didn't it? So, tonight I thought we would do a little talking about a couple things. I wrote an article this week about personal magic, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. If you want to read the whole article, it's down in the description, so you can do that. I have a blog where I write what I'm thinking about. You can read it if you want. So, what is personal magic, right? It's the magic that you have inside you, that everyone has inside you. It's a little more subtle than maybe spell casting or whatever, but everybody has some sort of magic, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. So, we want to discover where ours lies, where ours lay, where ours resides. And I find that the best way to do that is look at the things that you're really good at, your interests, the things that come easily to you, and what brings you joy. Now, I talk about joy a lot. Anybody who follows me for any amount of time, I talk about joy. Because if it's not bringing you joy, what's the point, right? And I mean, I know we all have mundane things that we have to do, like jobs and, caring for people that maybe we don't really want to care for right now. And we all have responsibilities. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about what we do when we're doing what we want to do. And I know I have a lot of privilege when it comes to that, in that I have time, but I really encourage everyone to carve out a little bit of time just to explore what it is that lights you up, what makes you happy. So, how do you cultivate that, right? Um, do what brings you joy. Expand your boundaries. Take classes on things that interest you, even if they have no relevance to your current life. If it interests you, look it up. I mean, there's plenty of YouTube videos. You don't have to take a formal class. Um, so, push your own boundaries. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. We all make mistakes. And that's really how we grow, right? So, the last thing I would encourage you to do is share that magic. Share it with the people that you love, strangers, anyone that you feel drawn to share it to. Go ahead and do it, because you never know what kind of connection is going to come out of that sharing. You don't know how you're going to impact someone's life and help them find their own magic. It creates community or not, or maybe the person just walks away with whatever it is that you offered them, and they take the time to cultivate it or not. What we put out to the universe, once we do it, it's really kind of none of our business what people do with it. We can't control that. So I really try to let it go. Really try to let it go. So if you want to talk about it, if you want to engage in a discussion with this, I'm always willing to do that. I love talking to people. That's my favorite thing to do. You always get new ideas. And so if you want to talk about that, please reach out to me. I will reach back. The second thing I want to talk about is Mercury and Capricorn. So Mercury went into Capricorn today, and Mercury is all about ideas and communication. And Capricorn is the sign of hard work, achievement, successes, getting things done. So this is a really great time to think about those lofty ambitions and what it is that really you want to manifest in your life, you want to bring to your life. This is a great time to break it down and look at it logically. Break them down into doable tasks. This is a great time to work with that energy. As a matter of fact, I have a free program that I'm offering. The link is down below, called Jumpstart. And it's basically a way to look at what you really want and then breaking it down into actionable steps so that you have a path, you have a map to get there. So, this is the perfect energy for doing that kind of work. We're also in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. It retrogrades, I think, on the 12th. And a lot of people are afraid of Mercury retrograde, and I'm not. I would encourage you not to be afraid of it. You definitely want to pay attention to things. You want to read the fine print on contracts. Maybe have somebody else look at it, another set of eyes. If you're shopping, I mean, the holidays are here. If you're shopping, make sure you know what the return policy is, and make sure that that fits with your time frame. Um, if you're traveling, make sure that you know what gate, what time you have to be there, connecting flights, hotel rooms, transportation. Not only you, but make sure that everyone you're traveling with and the people who are picking you up at the airport or dropping you off at the airport, that everyone knows exactly what is expected of them. Put everybody on a group text. Print it out if you're old school, but really make sure that you have all those details in one place. Make sure that your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. And another thing that Mercury retrograde is great for is reviewing the systems that you have in place, the things that you're already using, and maybe tweaking them a little, reviewing them a little, or maybe they're just not working at all. And you need to come up with another plan. So Mercury retrograde is great for that. And I encourage you to work with the energies of it, and don't be afraid of it. It happens quite a few times a year. And I think if we learn how to work with it, it's much easier for us to live, to do the things we need to do. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about before we get into the tarot readings. And it looks like I'm alone here right now. So let's see. What does the universe want all of us to know? What do we need moving forward to know? Okay. Okay, so this is a fiery kind of thing. They're all Wands cards. We've got the Seven of Wands, which is, it could mean trying to stay on top of it all, trying to, even your tasks, maybe not so much a competition or a challenge, but staying on top of everything that you want to do this month. This is a big month for stuff to do. We've got every holiday, we've got a lot of holidays. And then we've got the new year, and we're planning and we're setting up all of our stuff. Make sure you stay on top of the things that are important to you, the things that you really want to get done. And then we've got the Page of Wands, which, are there children in your life that are passionate about something? This might be a good card for thinking about what the young people in your life are passionate about, what kind of gift you could give them that would really speak to that. I like that for this card. And then we have the Ace of Wands. And I have a friend who says that, just look at what that looks like. So there's that. There's also a new energy, excuse me, an energy of creating something new, of a new passion, of a new desire, right? I can see that. I can totally see that. So I would definitely, this is very fiery, very passionate, and a good time to, I always have trouble getting the clear. I can't seem to get them all clear at the same time, but you get the picture, and that's what we're looking at. If this feels like it resonates for you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. We all have our different things. So what else could we ask about? Janice, hi, I'm new, liked and subscribed. Thank you so much. Welcome. Do you have a question? Do you want a card? So while Janice thinks about what it is that she wants to do, Let's pull a card for how are my holidays going to go? What do we think? The Hanged Man. Gonna do a lot of waiting. Maybe need some yoga to calm myself down. That I'm in a position where my children are grown and my husband's children are grown and his grandchildren are, delightful. I love them. They're so much fun. And there's a lot of, letting the kids do what they want and we're waiting. We wait for their cue, for their them to make themselves vocal, to decide um, what they want to do, and then we facilitate it for them. So we're waiting around quite a bit, and that seems pretty appropriate for me. Okay, Janice says, how does Oscar, who's a Taurus, gonna feel when I send him a friend request? Okay, let's see how Oscar is going to feel. My zodiac sign, my sun sign is Gemini. My rising sign is Scorpio. My moon is Cancer. And I am all of those things. Okay. When he sees your friend request. Okay. What is Oscar going to think when he sees your friend request? I'm guessing there's some history there. All right. This is interesting. So, what would Oscar think? I feel like he got away with something, or that he did something that wasn't, or did you? Or did you get away with something? Oh, you're a Sagittarius? We're opposites. So let's pull another card about that because I'm not really sure that was exactly on point. And that happens. You didn't do anything bad? Okay, good. Not necessarily bad, but did somebody get away with something a little shady, or, is that in history? And maybe it isn't. Okay. What is Oscar going to think? So I'm thinking he sees you as a very strong, creative woman, a little outspoken, maybe. I mean, I know I am. We met each other a few years ago, but haven't talked since then. I'd say he's going to be open to it. Maybe he'll move a little cautiously, maybe just because he doesn't know what to expect. Did you know him well? I'm going to say that he thinks highly of you, and that, he may respond a little cautiously, or maybe you should kind of let him figure out, let it sit for a while. What do you think? Maybe he needs some time to. You worked at the same school. I am getting educators last week, and this week it's been all educators. So that's really interesting. Hi, Infinity. I sewn. Infinity is one. How are you? Yeah, I would, you reached out. Now let him reach back. And if he doesn't reach back, then boo on him, right? I'm great, Infinity. Is that what I'm calling you, Infinity? Do you have a question? Okay, Janice says, I'm not going to start any conversation. Let's see what happens. I think that that's the best idea. I absolutely. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving me some space, taking time out of your life to hang out with me. I appreciate it. Okay, so infinity is a good thing to call you. Perfect. I like infinity. Do you have a question? I'd like to know if I'm on this Leo's mind, if he's thinking of me and missing me. Oh, that's juicy. Okay. Are you on this Leo's mind? I'm just going to call him Leo. Are you on Leo's mind? All right, this is a little confusing. So we've got the Five of Pentacles, which is, it could be a scarcity mindset. Did something happen where he feels he didn't get what he deserved, or did you? But then we've got the High Priestess and the Emperor, which speaks of authority, which speaks of knowing, there we go, of knowing what you're about spiritually, and what kind of, I'm having trouble with this. Is there a community aspect to this? Is there a big group of friends, or is it some sort of community? I'm going to pull a couple more cards. We have a lot of mutual friends. Okay. Is he, or are you in very good regard with this group? Like it feels like there's an authority of community. He has a big community with his work as well. Okay, so is he very well respected? So the Wheel of Fortune, what goes around comes around. There's a season for everything. You know, maybe not right now, but I feel like you do enter his thoughts. I'm going to pull one more card on this, because this is interesting, the cards that have come up. Okay. The Tower. So if it doesn't have a strong foundation, it cannot stand. Hi, Brian. You're next up. So I would make sure that whatever I'm doing with him has a strong foundation. This one is a little... We're all over the place tonight. So I'm going to say that you do enter his thoughts, that maybe you're not the biggest thing on his mind, but you do enter his thoughts. And if you do wind up exploring more options with him, that you need to make sure that you base it on complete truth, complete honesty, complete foundation, build that foundation. Does that make sense for you? Okay. Brian, what are the intentions of Amanda and her father, Jeff, regarding me? Oh, you're very welcome, Infinity. Thank you. Okay, so what are the intentions of Amanda and her father regarding me? Sounds ominous. There's some suspicion, there's some murkiness, there's something's off. Something's a little off. Something's a lot off. Okay. Is there an ending of something and you're starting something else, or are they ending something and coming into your life? Somebody have a bad attitude. So I'm thinking there's some struggle here. but the worst is behind you. I don't know what the oh shit went down a couple of years ago. So there's definitely some murkiness, some secrets, something that isn't what it seems to be. An end. I don't know if it was an end to your relationship. Are you thinking that they might be trying to affect your life in some way or your relationships in some way? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I would say that they might try. That you should wait it out. Just this was not reversed. Wait it out, see what happens. But you're in the driver's seat. You can control this. You can affect the outcome of this. Definitely. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, I think makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it's not the best situation, but I don't think there's a lot they can do that's going to affect you a lot. I'm going to pull another card. I feel like this is a very complicated situation. Yeah, again, just move slow. Don't be in a hurry to do anything rash, and wait it out and see what they do. You know what I mean? Like don't try to affect the situation. Let them move first. Let them make the first move. And then really think about what you're doing before you do it. Don't do anything rash. Don't, do anything that's going to get you in trouble. Okay? Okay, so does anyone else have a question? Okay, Brian says, okay, yes, please don't get in trouble. So this feels like it's sticky. So I want you to be careful. All right, any other questions? You can ask more than one. There's only like 3 of us here tonight. So I think coming into December, I think my Fridays are going to be a little bit less crowded. Might be a good time for us to get to know each other. So I didn't know whether Friday night was a good night to do it. Will they reach out? It looks like they're gonna. I don't know if they'll reach out directly to you, but it looks like they're gonna take some. I want to say take some action, but I don't feel like it's a scary kind of action. I feel like they might be indirectly reaching out to you. Do you have mutual friends or family? So the King of Wands, he's like, this could represent her father. Um, he's kind of a fiery guy, passionate, maybe, maybe acts before he thinks, or he's a little too passionate before he takes a minute to decide what he's going to do. You do know mutual people. So I feel like they might reach out indirectly. I feel like, you get like Bob will call you and say, hey, I heard from, what was her name? Amanda? Let me scroll up. Yes, Amanda. So I feel like somebody will come to you and say, I heard from Amanda and Jeff, or just Amanda or just Jeff, and they want to have a conversation with you. Like they're not going to call you. They're going to have somebody else bring you a message. Sounds like Jeff. Okay. So this might be sticky, but I don't know. maybe make sure you're not where they're going to be, you know. Um, but I feel like it's sticky. I feel like this is it's not a fun situation, but it's something you're going to have to deal with. Make sense? Does that resonate with you? Okay, so okay, Brian says it makes sense. Okay, take it with you, and I feel like be cautious. Don't run into anything. So another thing that's coming into my head is like, don't react to them. Don't let them make you react in a way that you don't want to, then a way that's gonna are they watching your Instagram? Oh, everybody's watching everybody's Instagram, aren't they? You know, maybe don't put on Instagram what you don't want them to see or block them. I feel like everybody's watching everybody's Instagram. Okay, so maybe they're going to have somebody reach out through Instagram because this is messages and this is things moving quickly. And do you post work related things on your Instagram? Or are you trying to be an influencer, or I don't know. So for me, this card is, doing your work, getting honing your craft, videos of your rock band. So you're doing that for practice, you're putting practice videos up, and that would make sense. Um if you have the same friends, chances are very good that your videos are going to be recommended to them. I had somebody recommended today to me, not today, recently, that I would no more reach out to them than no. So they're recommended, like people that you don't even want to see are recommended to you because you have mutual friends or you're in the same area or you're using hashtags. So I would say maybe they're not specifically watching your Instagram, but you're in their universe. Does that make sense? That they're not like, oh, let's see what Brian is doing, but you come up in their feed. So I would say anything you don't want them to see, which is good for everybody, on social media. If there's stuff you don't want people to see, they will see it. Even if you delete it, they will see it. So people should, share and download and make sure that everything you do online, I sound old, don't I? Everything you do online is something that you don't feel like in 20 years, you're going to be like, oh my God, why did I do that? So, yeah, I think chances are good that they're seeing it. I do. I think chances are very good that they're seeing it. So, do we have any other questions? Okay, well, then anyone is thinking, if you have something, please put it in the chat. I'd like to talk about down in the description. I have a couple of offerings. I have a tarot special for 50% off that's going until December 17th, I believe. I have a free planning course. It's a digital planner. I have a printer friendly version as well for putting together what you're passionate about, what you love, what you want to do, what you want to bring into your life. It's a free offer. It comes with the digital planner, the printable planner, and videos to help you understand what I was thinking when I wrote that and how I use it. So, if you want to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell um, if you want to be notified when I go live. And in the description is also a link to sign up for my newsletter. Hi, it's Alicia. Hi, I'm new here. If you'd like to tell me anything, I'd be appreciative, of course. Do you have a specific question or just want to know what the cards want to tell you? Ooh, Queen of Wands. You know what you're doing. You've been doing really well lately, that you know what you want and you're going after it. And I subbed. I kind of want to be open to what I need to hear. Okay. So the Queen of Wands to me is a woman who knows what she's doing. She's very passionate. She's fiery. Are you fiery? And you're doing it. You're making things happen. This is the victory card. Does that resonate for you? And you're in collaboration with someone over something, and that's going well. Is everything going really well for you, Alicia? Let me know if that makes sense to you. Brian, why is Amanda mad at my dad? Okay, so there's a whole lot of people involved here. Okay, let's see. Why is Amanda mad at my dad? She feels like he didn't let her talk or let her express herself or kept her kind of, I, I don't want to say, okay, so she felt like she couldn't express herself or she couldn't do what she wanted to do because of something he was doing. I'm in the middle of it. Okay. Alicia says, I'm in the middle of a divorce from my abusive husband. I've been there. I met with my attorney yesterday and he was an amazing help. So yeah, he's helping me a lot. That was beautiful. Thanks so much. Oh, I'm so glad. I had an abusive husband who I divorced. It's not easy. They don't want to let you go, right? So I'm glad you have the help. I'm glad you have the attorney. That's terrific. I'm so glad to ask that. Jasmine, sure, ask a question. Thanks for coming. Yep, we got a jumper. So we got the Two of Pentacles. I didn't pull this for any specific person, but if you feel like you need some balance in your life and you need to maybe ease up on some of the things you're doing. So if that resonates for you, take it. Okay, Alicia says, the toughest thing I've ever survived, but I found self-love and strength from the experience. I know so many women who say that, something similar to that, and I feel that way too. So I wish you every happiness. Okay, Jasmine, I want to ask if Edgar is going to reconcile with me. In no contact for about 2 weeks now. All right. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords. And I feel like somebody was being sneaky and trying to get away with something. But then I see the Star. So is it possible somebody did something that they shouldn't have been doing? But but then maybe there's hope. Maybe there can be a reconciliation and some forgiveness. So I don't know which side or both. And I've got the King of Wands. You're blocked, so you can't reach out. Oh. Well, that's tough. So you'd have to wait. And you know what? I think if he blocked you, don't reach out. If he's gonna get over it, and yeah, I'm a Gemini too. There we cut people. We're like Edward Scissorhands. No, done. But then sometimes we regret it. I've got the King of Wands that I feel like there may be a chance for reconciliation, but you should leave him alone. So, yeah, we fight, so it's weird he is like that. I see it all the time with Geminis, myself included. If I think you were mean to me, I run away. We did not fight. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's weird. Huh. So then with that 7 of swords, sword 7 of swords, I would say he either thinks you did something or he did something and he feels guilty. And if he blocked you and you didn't even have a fight, then so even if he did reach out, is it in your best interest to accept his reach? Is it in your best interest if he's willing to do something like that over nothing? What is that saying? What would you do if you receive $100 donation with the question of if Trump gets reelected in 2024, will he be impeached in such a way that Nicolas Cage will be president? No, I would not answer that question. Nicolas Cage. I don't really do politics in public because I get in trouble when I speak about stuff like that. So I don't do that online. But I think that's a very funny question. Jasmine says he's been in her life for 5 years. Yeah, I get it, but I just feel like if he's doing this to you over nothing, you deserve way better. You just do. I'm sorry to say that to you, but I'm really not sorry. I think maybe you need to look at your own self care and your own self love and know that you're enough. You're more than enough. Um, it's tough to just give up on this connection. I have a lot of love for him. I get it. I get it. But does he have your best interests at heart? That's the $1,000,000 question. That's the tough one. I agree. I love myself more. LMFAO. Is that are you I don't Okay, you're very welcome. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you what you wanted to hear. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for coming. I think at this point it's a good point to end it. And you're very welcome, Jasmine. I hope everything works out the way you want it to. I really do. So again, read the description, click the links. All my social is down there. If you want to reach out, please do. I always reach back. And I hope you have a lovely evening and happy holidays. We will be meeting again next Friday night at 7 o'clock. And I'd love to see you. Thanks so much. Have a great night.